So, Resident Evil 7 originally came out in 2017, and the question is it good? Well, frankly, that's kind of what I'm here to answer. So, yeah, like a marriage heading towards divorce, I was not looking forward to having to go through this again. So Resident Evil 7, again, came out in 2017, and very much acts as a soft reboot for this series, putting you in the shoes of Ethan, guy who is honestly kind of bland. So basically, Ethan's searching for his wife, Mia, who went missing a few years prior. Mia was a part of this one group, either called the Organization, or the Connections, or something. She was a part of something, and they made this bioweapon called EVll. EVll flipped shit and capsized the boat, because if I found out what I was, I'd probably flip shit too. Of course, she has these little mold friends, and they're probably the same thing that goes into McNuggets. So yeah, jokes aside, that's very much kind of what leads into Resident Evil 7. So, because 5 and 6 kind of did a lot of stupid shit, like the boulder punching, just Wesker just kind of being a weird tentacle monster in the end, and Simmons the incel and his fights in Resident Evil 6, and of course just Jake just basically being his son. Yeah, frankly, Resident Evil 5 and 6 kind of were really stupid. So, of course, obviously, Resident Evil 7 decided to be less fucking stupid and decided to do something more interesting. I guess at least they tried. So, basically, Ethan heads down to Louisiana once he finds out that his wife is alive. Because apparently Ethan has no sense of danger and just honestly probably should have just moved on. So, basically, Ethan gets kidnapped by the Bakers, who had taken in Mia and EVll after the ship crash, and Ethan has to escape from the house, find Mia, and then eventually cure her, and then, you place Mia for a bit on the boat that she was on before, that she was on that crashed, and then you place Ethan again, and you fight EVll. Goes the game ends as, Chris makes an appearance, and yeah, that's it. So obviously there were a few DLCs for this one, Not a Hero, and of Zoe, the band footage, and Jack's 55th birthday. I'm definitely gonna say that I'm not really a huge fan of the DLC for this game. Personally, I kind of think Resident Evil has kind of had mid DLC, so obviously I'm not the biggest fan of this going into this. So, yeah, what is the DLC about? So basically, you have Not a Hero, which plays Chris as he goes after Lucas, which personally should have been in the main story. You also have End of Zoe, where you play as Joe Baker, who's trying to cure Zoe and has to contend with a Jack who came back. It's frankly kind of a stupid DLC. And then, of course, you have the band footage, which really kind of doesn't really add anything. And then you have Jack's 55th birthday, which is pretty much just kind of Mercenaries but Resident Evil 7. All in all, Resident Evil 7, it's an okay game. I can't really recommend this one. Frankly, it's one of the more boring Resident Evils, as I quickly lost interest after escaping the house. I feel like most of the interest I had with that game was in that house, and frankly, if they just had it focus more on that house, it probably would have just been better. Obviously, I'll eventually see how they improve on it in Village, but, spoilers, not really the biggest fan of Village either. There's one cool thing that this game did, though, as it was the first Resident Evil game to actually be in the first-person mode, which is kind of cool, but honestly, it definitely did wear off after a bit. Other complaints I have with this game is that there's not really too much variety with the enemies. You're just fighting molded through like most of the game, and the pistol you start off with is honestly one of the most worthless weapons in the entire series. As well, I know you're supposed to conserve ammo and such, but it's like barely feels like it does anything to these guys. And frankly, it's just not a Resident that I've enjoyed. That's all I have to say about this one. I just want to be back sometime to review more Resident Evils, but of course my next video is of course going to be of Persona 4 Golden. So, obviously stay tuned for that, and thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful day.